And we got Skylar too. She comes over every week. We can actually like go outside with them, walk around, and be chill.
Does this one have a parking pool or just the?
It has a pool somewhere. I don't even know. And it's it is a park up there. I took my daughter there one time, but it's a park.
So I'm here with Reasoncanrap today. What's up? How you feeling?
I'm very, very great. How you feeling?
Good, feeling good. Okay. So I'm ready to dive into getting to know you,
Okay.
more. I feel like I know you, but let's see. What can I learn? I'm really interested in, at first, how you grew up and how did that lead you to music?
Well, I grew up in Philadelphia. I'm gonna say my brother did. I'm the youngest of three from my mom's side. I have a little brother, two little brothers on my dad's side. But my brother, he grew up, we listened to Headshot, we listened to State Pop, we listened to Rockefeller, Lil Wayne, so that influenced me to start, I guess, liking music in general. But getting into music, I would say 16, I wrote my first rap because of one of my friends. And then 19, that's when life hit. And then everything just really started pouring out to understanding how to make music. So
okay, you're definitely Philly. So I feel like Philly. I'm Philly. We're a city, and coming from a city, there's a lot of expectations in music. Like we are expected to, if you're rapping, to be able to rap.
Mm-hmm.
So Reasoncanrap. Mm-hmm. How do you feel like growing up in Philadelphia and the pressures of Philly and the violence of Philly really affects you in your music?
To a certain extent, I just think about survival and to just make it day to day, and then to just do what I love day to day while making it. I feel like anything is possible because you see people like me, Uzi, Cord, people like that really made it out, but also the people that's coming up with me, they doing the same stuff I'm doing and they still surviving through the city. So I feel like, anybody that can literally make it from this city and then become, bigger than what's expected of surviving, man, sky's the limit, man, for real.
And you said coming up doing the same thing as you, and there's a lot of artists. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of creatives trying to make it. So what is your idea or thoughts when it comes to competition?
I don't believe in competition. I'm just be honest.
Oh, okay. You strong. You said that. I don't believe in that.
Because I feel like if you believe in competition, you'll be chasing something that doesn't exist to you personally. It's kind of like if we are chasing to become the greatest rapper of all time. Yeah. You can't, because time periods. It doesn't. You chasing something that you can't go back and rap with Biggie. You can't go back and rap with. Same with Michael Jackson. I just want to be the greatest artist possible for my time and my era. So if I say the next 15 years, I become a big time artist. I did it in my time and my era, and I'm chilling with that. I'm happy with that.
So I get it. You're right. People are always who was better, Biggie or Pac, or who's now going to be the best female rapper, and you're just looking at it there's so many lanes and so many eras and so many time periods that are we really competing? But what about people next to you, on the same, right now, you go to an open mic, you get out there, you're rapping, do you feel like there's any competition in those moments?
I say competition comes with who's literally making the noise, in the sense of who's actually sending a message off for people to be inspired. I feel like that's competition. You watch the people that's actually not so much making the music, but is inspiring with their music or even their movement by painting or just whatever the case may be. It's you got to be inspired by the things people doing, because I feel like anybody can rap. anybody can do it, but it's like that don't mean that their message is getting across because they're rapping. They just might be there just to be turned up. It's like, that's cool, but am I inspired because I'm turned up right now, or I'm just want to dump my feelings out, listen to you, and then go home.
So what is your story? What do you want us to gain from your music? Like, what are you providing the audience visually? What are you providing us, I guess, through sound? If we're listening to you on the radio, what should I expect? If I'm watching you on stage, like, what really should I be looking for, gathering from who you are?
That's him. When you hear my music, I want people to be like, oh, when I seen him at the chicken spot, yo, he was the same person he was in his music. Because you see, like, some people, they get caught lacking and stuff like that, and it's like, oh shit, like, that boy not who he said he was on that song. And it's like, you know, sometimes people find identities through, like, you know, their character through music. I don't feel like my character in music is a different person. It's just, it's Tyree, but Tyree can say, excuse my language, suck my dick, and people will love to hear it because it's like me feeling, it's me letting off my aggression or the way I feel, and then people's okay with that. So I'm happy with that.
Okay. I'm hearing authenticity. I'm hearing that, and I hear it a lot. People are like, I'm authentic. But you are like, you're not going to rap about something that you don't do, or, you know, so in your mind, you see if a lot of people are, if you are like famous and people know you or see you, people that know you would be like, man, that's the same bull. Like, this is the same thing, the same vibe through and through. I get that. And I guess I think, do we ever really know if the money's going to change us?
That's the biggest thing. And it's like, I look at it from this way. If I chase the money and the fame, the reason why I'm here, it's not going to exist no more. And that's like, that's why I'm happy I got children. Because I swear, if I didn't have them, I think I would be chasing something that's like just that love or somebody wanting me. But it's like, I got kids, so I know they want me for sure. So they better than like anybody to want me.
So what are you chasing?
For the most part, with just the music aspect, I'll say this. For music, I want my message to be heard. From today till I'm a billionaire, I want people to continue to see my legacy be built through success. I'm able to vocally say that shit, though, like literally talk about my success. If you look at an actor, they have to wait to interviews, they have to wait through a movie to show their success. From this album that I'm gonna make today, from an album that I'm gonna make in 5 years, you gonna literally see visually through the music, but also hear it, and then, you know, see it through life that my success actually came through me speaking about it and like manifesting it. So that's all I want from music, is just, like I said, is to spread the message across the people about my success. Like, from coming from Philadelphia and surviving through pandemics and murders and all types of shit, of becoming like this successful person, like his father, a lot of things.
Yeah, it seems like being a father is really defining you a lot. Like, you seem like, man, this fatherhood seems like it's really defining you. Do you think it's defined you more than growing up in Philadelphia? Like, your whole childhood, what's seeming like it's putting more on you for what your direction is? Yeah,
I'm gonna say at 19, I didn't have a direction. I just knew I liked music. By my first daughter, I got into it, and I'm like, all right, this can actually work. Then by last year and going through a lot, especially when that pandemic hit, it was like, if the world stopped, what are you going to continue to do for your children? And it's like, music was there. So I was like, this is what's going to take me to like another level of myself. So I just started pushing through, and like I learned how to engineer, I learned how to produce, I learned how to record myself. So all those things, it just came, and as I picked up with those, I told myself like, yo, you good at this, you stick with this. Don't try to step out of your box of what you want for yourself.
So is 19 when it was serious for you musically?
It started to get serious. 21, it started to dingle, but 24 years old, that's when it was all or nothing. 23 was all
23,
or nothing.
all or nothing.
All or nothing.
You want all or nothing. So I feel like now you're at a place where you can answer like the questions that I feel like a lot of artists get asked. And we are always asking, people interviewing are always asking these questions because a lot of times artists are watching us or people that really support you. So what kind of platform are you looking for?
I would like a mainstream platform, but to still be myself at a mainstream level. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is to not get caught up in the idea of being a mainstream artist. It's just like, I'm still myself. I'm still that person that can go inside the crib and record myself. I'm still, I may go to a Grammy show and then go home and chill with my kids and play the game after. It's like, I still want to remain myself through all this because this stuff is not forever, it's temporary, but like it's the people around you that's like they there forever. So I want to know that this does come to an end. I don't want to die like trying to die from music. It's not it.
Trying to die.
It's not it.
And you know I'm from Newport News, so I like these moments because you're not a millionaire. Right now you're manifesting who you're going to be, or people, know you around Philly, but let's see if people know you in Texas and Cali. And so we can look back on this and be like, man, are you really the same? Are you really the same? I got proof right here. And then speaking of Newport News, I'm thinking back, like, do you remember your first time?
I want to say, like, I want to say is when we did the show outside. I want to believe that was the first time that I actually performed there.
Okay.
I remember, I want to say Rugrat performed before me, and then I went afterwards. It was like, I think it was the summertime, and it was the backyard. It was the back of the Newport News. And I remember I had dropped the mic down and then just like did my thing. And it was like one of those defining moments for myself. I was like, yeah, music is for me.
I'm glad to hear the being a part of those kind of moments where it's like defining moments. That's definitely the kind of consistency we want to bring as being a part of people defining moments and haha moments, and I figured out some shit over there. So with your consistency, because we're definitely about improving, what are you thinking that you can improve on? Like, honestly, do not give me the resume on, like, I care so much. And music, whatever you're feeling, it's a person and music. Hit me with both of them.
I have to be more of a listener. I think listening has to be one of the hardest attributes as a human. It's hard to just listen to a person, especially when they want to express themselves. I learned to be reserved for pain at times where people like Shat and they pain when they vent and they don't understand that that's like draining at times. So like listening, I would say learning how to listen more so I don't have my feelings involved into certain things. So I can be very mindful for next time I have conversations from listening from previous things that I've spoke with people. So I say listening, I'd like to improve on.
Well, one, I want to have an interview when you're 30 and see how, because if you're this young and you're talking like that, like, listen, I want to see what they do for you when you're 30 and 40. Those are real strong points. And you're right, listening is, like, are you listening right now? Like, listening? Or are you, like, thinking, I know people watch videos and they're like, what? Well, if I was interviewing, what I would be doing right now is this, and I would wear my hair like this. So I know that, because even me, I'm thinking, like, do I listen? When was the last time I really listened and didn't put my own emotion into it? So that's really, really good that you're looking at yourself and thinking that you want to separate a little bit in the conversation. Something I truly want to know is, what do you think being, like, undervalued means? Like, or what is it to you? Like, what does undervalued mean to you?
I believe undervalued is somebody is a position where belief isn't in it at all, or to a certain extent. Cause for instance, it's like having a show and certain people not meeting requirements for that show. That means that you're making the person feel undervalued in that situation. And you're not looking out for them. But you're also not looking out for yourself. And that person is literally trying to help you. So it's like, I feel like undervalue happens, I say 70% of times. It goes back to listening though. Because it's like in the organization, it's probably about 3 people that actually listen, and then the rest of them, they either take orders and they mess up. So it's like, you gotta, I think that's the idea undervalued. It's like, it's just the belief. You gotta have belief in your team. You gotta believe that, you know, y'all can manifest anything. A lot of people that doubt you, that's where underachievement comes from, and then a lot of undervalue comes from that. So,
you know, I like, you put a lot of action to it. You put a lot of what people do that undervalues the situations at hand. Definitely being someone that's coordinated or worked with artists, there's definitely how your actions coming into it can create that. Now I brought this value, but because you didn't meet the expectations, or because you didn't see what I'm doing, your actions is creating this lower, like, you're lowering the value. And it's why people don't want people pirating music. Like, that's why you don't want someone stealing your music. Because if I'm sending it out here and I'm like, it's 99 cents, 99 cents, but it's like, man, I can get it free. They're like undervaluing you. So definitely respect your artists, you know, pay them. Pay for your music.
Thanks, do that.
Let's pay for your music. But my one, thanks for being so, like, honest. You definitely have, and being so deep. But you brought the deep. You bring the deepness in not like this, like, somber way. It's just like this real mature deepness you got going on. Love it. Let's play a little game. I love games. I do. It's a simple game. I love the get to know you kind of games. So I'm gonna ask you, and I want you to, like, I don't want you to sit too long on it though. I want to hear, like, what's fresh on your mind.
Okay.
Alright, so first, tell me one thing. I'm gonna surprise you too. What is something that you love? It's easy.
Alright. I love my kids, but other than just a human, I would say, like you said, my equipment. I love my music equipment.
I did not see that coming.
Without that shit, man, that shit got me through so much. I love my music equipment so much. Hey, look, it's sitting right there. I love my music equipment. I do not travel without it. I love my music equipment. I love it. I really love it.
Okay. Kids and music equipment. That's sorry, moms.
Respect your music equipment.
Respect your music equipment. Okay, something you hate.
What I hate? I don't like tomatoes at all. I hate tomatoes for the passion. I tried to eat them to start. Tried to, like, get me to eat them for a minute. Yeah, I wasn't with it after a while. To me, it was nasty.
So do you like ketchup?
Nah, I don't eat ketchup.
Oh, yeah, okay,
I'm a
okay.
barbecue sauce person.
Okay, okay, so no
anything.
ketchup, no spaghetti?
I like spaghetti. I do.
It's literally a pot of tomatoes.
I'll put a bunch of sugar in it, so you really don't taste it.
So you like diabetes? Cool. Okay. you want sugar noodles?
Nah.
All right. Name something that's lame.
Name?
Lame.
Lame?
Yeah, lame.
Right.
What's lame?
What's lame to me? Culture vultures. They are lame people. They are lame. They are lame. Culture vultures are definitely lame. That's facts.
Okay, culture vultures. Lame.
They lame people.
They lame.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was great.
Was great. Other than myself, I'm gonna say for real though, I'm great. I'm a great person. God made me great. I can't complain. I'll say this: anybody that's doing anything, they great. That's what they have. That's what you gotta remember. Like that's one thing that you gotta remember in this world. If you doing something that you love, if you like working towards your imagination every day, you're a great person. So that's what I believe. That's great.
That's not true culture vultures because you're doing what I'm doing.
But you're biting off of what I feel.
You're not great.
That's not cool.
You're not great.
That's not cool.
You're for the lane. Okay. I definitely thank you so much for allowing me to sit with you.
I appreciate it.
In your place, in your home.
This is dope. Like,
yeah,
this
come
is
to
what
your
I
home.
appreciate a lot.
I will not charge you the gas it took me to get here. But I definitely, just because I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But thank you, Reasoncanrap, and you can find him on
Instagram @_Reasoncanrap and every other platform, Reasoncanrap and Reasoncanrap.com. It's gonna be merch soon. It's gonna be Reason and Lost merch soon. It's gonna be all types of stuff. It's gonna be just a lot of great things to come about with just us as a team, but also just like myself too. Just stay tuned. Please stay tuned. Stuff is gonna be great.
Thank you. Stay tuned. Do not culture roach off of that merch.